This is a brief video tutorial about Google Tourbuilder, which you can use in a variety of courses to help students explore and build tours of different places interfacing with Google Maps. And you can access Google Tourbuilder by getting into Google Chrome and typing in the address tourbuilderwithgoogle.com. And that'll take you to a page. I'm already logged in with my Fort Worth ISD account, but if you're not logged in, you'll have an option to log in using your Google account. And from there, you can click on the button My Tours and either see tours that you've already begun building, or you have the option to create a new tour, which is where a lot of you will be getting started. This is going to be a brief demonstration, after which you can build and put things together, and of course keep in touch with me as you go through the process. But I'm just going to demonstrate real quickly a tour of places I've lived and put my author name in case I decide to share the tour later. It does say your tour is completely private until you decide to share it with others. Now, once you're in the tour view, my map defaulted to what looks like Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia and the surrounding area. But from here, you have an introduction slide, and this is the cover page of your tour, where you can put some pictures in, you can tell a story, and you can even set some of the advanced options such as your map style. You can add in roads if you want to. Sometimes that map gets a little too intense. And from there, once you have your cover page set up the way you like, and of course you can come back and revisit it, it's time to add a location. Notice that the window here changed a little bit. The map did not change, but you can start by typing in a location, and this location can be anything from a very broad definition, such as a city, all the way down to a street address. And I'll go ahead and kind of go extreme here. I'm going to search for my childhood home in Carrollton, Texas, 1919 Glen Hill Drive in Carrollton. I do a search, and you'll notice the map, it takes a few seconds to go ahead and set up the view, but it'll drop a place mark next to where that location is that you defined. And looking at that, that is indeed my old neighborhood. Now from here, I like to go ahead and add the location to the tour. Even though I'm going to go in and customize the way it looks, I go ahead and add the location because that gives me the ability to add in information such as how long was I here, when did it start, when did I move, telling a little bit about the location. I can even change what the icon looks like. I could change it from being just a red push pin to something like, say, I don't know, this is typically used for hotels, but I did sleep there at night, so I can just use the little bed icon as an example. Now I want to customize the view. This is a view of the whole neighborhood, and I'm going to zoom in, and I can use my mouse to click and drag the view. I can also take advantage of Pegman and Street View, where if Street View has been set up in the area that I'm exploring, I can drag him down here, drop him right in front of the house, and set up, maybe zoom in just a little bit. That tree is still there. I don't believe it. That's the tallest tree on the street. And I can lock this view. So that way, you'll notice here when I bounce out to the introduction, and then I click on 1919 Glen Hill Drive, watch how the map goes right to the street view that I customized. And from there, I can add another location, and I can do something more broad like Fort Worth, Texas. I lived in Fort Worth for several years. I actually lived on the TCU campus, so I could do a search for TCU. There we go. TCU in Fort Worth. And notice again the map kind of reconciles to a view that gives you a broad view of the location to make sure that's the location you like. Go ahead and add it to the tour. You'll notice it has a path. And then from there, after you've added it to the tour, you can zoom in. I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse right now. That's why it's going so fast. And again, you can use Pegman to try to get the most precise view possible of where you want to be. And I used to live in a dormitory that was right here across from the Math and Science building. That's it right back there, Clark Dormitory. I can lock this view. And so from there, as I bounce from Glen Hill Drive and then go to TCU, you see how a tour can be very easily set up by either a teacher or a student. And I think it sets up well for all kinds of different classes, whether you're in a foreign language class looking at different locations that may not be easily accessed or photographed by students, or if you have students telling their own story about where they were born, where they lived before they came to be with us. It's a powerful storytelling tool that's easy to access, and thanks to Google and their resources, has a lot of potential for storytelling and exploration.